What's up, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Variant Quarantined Edition. As you guys know, there's a horrible pandemic going around in the world right now, which is forcing a lot of people to work from home, those that can at least. And Variant is definitely a job that can. In fact, most YouTubers do shoot stuff out of their house. We are fortunate enough to have our own studio, and that's where we do all of our shooting and editing. But for the time being, we're gonna be shooting episodes out of my man cave, which, funny enough, a lot of you have been asking me for years, Arris, let me see your collection. What does your collection at home look like? Well, this is your very first glimpse. As this goes on, and depending how long this lasts, maybe I'll give you guys a full room tour and upload it right here on the channel. But like I said in past episodes, we're gonna continue to bring you guys content as much as we can and on a regular basis, because we know comics and fiction and movies and all this stuff is a good escape from the crisis that's going on in the world right now. So we definitely wanna be that relief for you guys and help take your mind off of things. But more importantly than all that, I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Remember to wash your hands, don't touch your face, don't go to big crowds. I know you guys have been hearing this over and over on the news the last few weeks, but I'm like a concerned mother. I want you guys to be safe. But now let's move on to happy things, comic books. You guys know Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters ever, as I'm sure he is for a lot of you guys, and his universe in general is just amazing. He's got so many awesome villains and other spider-themed characters within the Spider-Verse. One of those awesome characters being Silk. So today I'm gonna break down her origin for you. Silk made her first cameo appearance in issue 1 of the 2014 relaunch of the Amazing Spider-Man title. She was created by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos, before making her first full appearance in issue 4 of the same title. As for her origin, it's actually pretty dope, as she was bit by the same exact spider that bit Peter Parker. And now some of you are saying, what? How? Well, I'm about to tell you. We are told just how this happened in her first cameo appearance in Amazing Spider-Man. The comic opens up with a flashback from 13 years ago at a science exhibit demonstrating the use of radioactive rays in the lab. And as we all know, a stray spider accidentally absorbed a crap ton of radioactivity, at which point the dying spider, in shock, bites the nearest living thing, which of course was Peter Parker. But after biting Peter on the hand, the spider didn't die, at least not right away. It lived long enough to crawl away and bite someone else on the foot. That someone else being Cindy Moon, who was at the same exact science exhibit as Peter Parker. Now, at the time of this issue, we knew the spider bit someone else besides Peter, and that someone else was a girl, but we didn't know that girl was Cindy Moon yet. That revelation didn't come till issue 4 of the Amazing Spider-Man title. In issue 4 of the Amazing Spider-Man, a villain known as the Orb uses one of the Watcher's eyes to unleash a bomb full of secrets, as he puts it. When he does, he says so many pretty little secrets, all now out in the wild. This will be fun. And he unleashes this on the likes of Wolverine, Thing, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, and more. As the bomb goes off, Spider-Man says, that was one of the Watcher's eyes. But the Watcher's seen everything, millions of secrets, things that were kept from me, filling my head all at once. He goes on to say, the spider, after it bit me, it bit someone else, a girl. I never knew. Who is she? We then get flashbacks of a girl named Cindy who's saying sorry to her mom and dad because she can't control her powers. We also find out that she's brought to someone named Ezekiel who can help her with her powers. We see over time he tells Cindy, yes, you're making excellent progress, perhaps even too fast. We also see him eventually lock her away, saying we don't have a choice. You must stay inside until we know for sure. When the bomb finally dissipates, Spider-Man and the rest of the Avengers are like, what just happened? Was I the only one who saw all of that? Spider-Man then leaves immediately saying, I can't stay here, that girl. All this time, she's been locked away. So Spider-Man then heads to where Cindy has been locked up and says, she's here. I could feel it, in Ezekiel's old building. For those of you who don't know, Ezekiel Sims is a rich businessman who ritualistically got powers similar to Spider-Man. He wanted to use those powers to be a hero, but initially used them to found a corporation and become a member of the Spider Society. He also helped Spider-Man deal with Morlun and the many other beings who were after Spider Totems. Anyway, when Spider-Man starts looking around in Ezekiel's old building, he stumbles upon a video message from him which says, hello Peter, don't be alarmed. This is an automated message. If you're hearing this, it means that sensors have detected you're here, but it also means that you have survived Morlun's attack, and I haven't. If that's the case, there's something you should know. You are not alone. There's another like you, a spider, and there's a reason I've kept this from you, Peter. And as he's about to tell Spider-Man this reason, Spider-Man breaks the screen saying, I'm done listening to you. Spider-Man then finds the cell where Cindy Moon is locked up and lets her out, telling her, don't ask how I know the code. And Cindy says, don't, you can't. Didn't they tell you what would happen if you open that door? Morlun will come. But Spider-Man opens the door anyway, saying, there's something no one's told you. But Cindy just says, do you know what you've done? You're an idiot. You've killed us all. As she starts attacking Spider-Man, Spider-Man is like, whoa, she's everywhere. Her spider speed has mine beat. but I think I got the edge on her in the spider strength department. But damn, her spider sense, not even a contest, as she dodges all of Spider-Man's attacks. While all this is going on, Spidey says there's something you really need to know about Moreland. He's gone, forever. Cindy's like, what? And Spidey says, he's dead. Cross my Spidey heart. Cindy replies, so Moreland's dead, and I'm free? I'm free? Outside? Sky? Clouds? Sun? Hot food on sticks? Hello, New York. And before she heads out, Spider-Man is like, whoa, wait up. You can't be swinging around New York showing off your spider powers and your civvies. So she says, right, superhero suit. Got that covered. And uses her organic webbing that comes out of her fingertips, mind you, to make herself a costume and says, ta-da, how do you like my new threads? Spider-Man replies, Cindy there, and she interrupts him saying, nuh-uh, not when I'm webbed up. When I'm like this, call me Silk. She then races out of the building and starts web swinging through New York, saying, I've always wanted to try this. All while Spider-Man is chasing her saying, wait up, we have to talk. We have to figure out where we go from here. But before he can catch her, she ends up going to where her family used to live, but realizes they don't live there anymore. Spider-Man promises they will find her family, after which Cindy asks, when did Moreland die exactly? Spider-Man then goes, that's tricky, I killed him 2 times. The first time he came back to life. She then smacks him in the face saying, you idiot, that means he can come back. He could be out there somewhere right now. As she starts picking a fight with him, Cindy goes, can you feel it? And Peter's internal monologue says, my spider sense is out of control. Never felt like this before. And he answers her saying, yes. As the two start getting down and dirty on a rooftop, let's just say the Peter tingle is a real thing. Come on, low-hanging fruit. In fact, it's getting so steamy that the scene continues over into the next issue, and then even in the middle of that issue on the ceiling of Peter's apartment, where they're interrupted by Peter's roommate, Anne-Marie. We basically find out that Peter and Cindy have a primal attraction to one another due to the fact that they were bitten by the same spider. Their pheromones are so strong for one another, it's almost impossible for them to be in the same room together without them wanting to go to Pleasure Town with one another. All I'm saying is, Peter has had much worse problems. Ultimately, Cindy would get a job at Fact Channel, a news organization run by Jameson, in order to use the news group's resources to find her family. Speaking of family, it's also worth mentioning that when Cindy was a kid, her family found out that she had an eidetic memory. Because of this, Cindy's mom wanted her to focus on her school and academics more, but Cindy just wanted to play hockey on her school's team and be with her secret boyfriend, Hector. Eventually, her mother forces her to go on a school field trip to General Tektronics, which just so happens to be the same place in field trip where Peter and Cindy would get bit by the spider. So ultimately, it's because of her mom she would become Silk. With all that said, let's briefly talk about powers and abilities. Like I said earlier, Silk is much faster than Peter, as he admitted himself. She also has a better spider sense than Peter, which is referred to as a hyper spider sense. She describes her spider sense as psychic strands of webbing reaching out into the world, with her able to go farther than Peter's. She also has organic webbing unlike Peter, and is able to shoot and spin her own webs through her fingertips. But even though she's faster than Peter and has organic webbing unlike him, she's admittedly not stronger than Peter. All of her other powers are pretty much on par to Spider-Man and other Spider-Man themed characters, with minor changes here and there. But there you have it, friends, the origin of Silk, one of my favorite characters in the Spider-Verse. I really hope to see her in the next Spider-Verse movie. So let us know what you guys think of Silk in the comment section down below, and also what other Spider-Verse characters you'd like us to cover here on Variant. And just like that, that's going to bring the very first episode of Variant Quarantined Edition to a close. Like I said earlier, we're still going to try to bring you guys content on the regular, at least 2 to 3 episodes a week. We're actually trying to do more. We want to do some creative stuff as we're home, maybe like watch-alongs on the podcast where we watch comic book movies with you guys on the podcast, or maybe even like a room tour. Like I said earlier, I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see my collection. Maybe this is the perfect time to do it since I got the lights and camera here already. Just film it and upload it to the YouTube channel. All kinds of stuff in the works, as well as the normal stuff. You're still going to get your origin of episodes, your breakdowns of comic book storylines, all the stuff you've come to love with this channel. But we want to do some fun new stuff and have fun with it. Since everyone's quarantined, we need things to do since we can't leave our house. But some fun things coming. But other than that, guys, we'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.